Okay, so I'm waiting at the stoplight like forever for like 5 minutes, and then I pull off, and for some reason it starts sputtering and everything, and then it says drivetrain malfunction. Drivetrain malfunction, and the car turned off, and then it wouldn't turn back on, so it got me stuck, and I almost had to call AAA. Welcome back to Project Beamers, where every beamer needs a home and every home needs a beamer. I'm world famous. I'm your host. And yeah, like I was saying, I was driving the other day and I had a full tank of gas. Well, actually, no, I had like a quarter tank of gas left. I had a quarter tank left, and it was from a BP gas station. What was weird was the previous two times that I had filled up at the same BP gas station, um, it seemed like when I put the pump into the tank, it was taking an extremely long time to fill up, like a really long time, longer than usual. I did notice that. So that was just something that I noticed as weird because that never happened before. Then, while I'm driving one day, I pull up at this red light and I'm there like forever, and I pull off and the car like starts sputtering, and it stops like, and it says drivetrain malfunction, and it also says fuel system delivery system, or some kind of error that it has. So I have no idea what's going on. I can't turn the car on. I try to turn it on. I press the start button. It it's sputtering, shaking, and it won't go into drive. It only goes into park. It can't go to neutral. Can't really do anything with it. So what I ended up doing was I called AAA. Shit, I called AAA. That's the first thing I did because I was really close to home. Not even 100 feet from home. I would say like maybe like 800 feet from home, realistically. So I'm that close to home, and the car won't start at all, so I wanted to get it towed at least to where I can get it home. So I called AAA, and then I went home and I waited. And then I ended up coming back, and when I came back, something tells me just try to start the car, and it ended up firing up. I put a scanner on it, Bluetooth scanner. I scanned the codes. It gives me a few codes, so I want to run the codes and see what they are. High pressure fuel pump. Uh, these are the codes that came up, and I have no idea. Drivetrain malfunction. It definitely doesn't have a drivetrain malfunction. That's for sure. 100%. The car was driving fine, and it it was smooth. Everything was fine with the shifting. It didn't feel like it was slipping gears or anything like that. Uh, the only thing with the fuel that I can think of was those two last times at the gas pump. So since I was at a quarter tank of fuel, what I ended up doing was, so I ran that gas that I had from BP, that quarter tank that I had left, I ran it down to damn near zero so I could put this Jectron, and I had liquid moly Jectron fuel injector cleaner so I could treat the gas and clean out the fuel injectors, and I put that in there with my next fill up. I ended up going to Shell and I got the 93 nitro so that I could treat the gas and get a new tank of gas in there. And then I ended up changing the oil too. Even though the car started up about 30 minutes, I wasn't taking any chances at that mileage. It was due for a tune-up and everything, so I called FCP Euro and I got the BMW OW30 twin turbo oil, and also some spark plugs, 8 spark plugs, to change those out. I might also get the wires too, just going by the recommended oil because of the mileage. I want to do the 100,000 mile maintenance. I'm over 100,000 miles now, so I want to do the maintenance and take no chances, especially since that drivetrain malfunction. Now with the mileage being what it is, high over 100,000, I wanted to go ahead and change the oil to the recommended oil that BMW says, the OW30, and change the spark plugs and the wires, and also address the issue that came up with the code. See, I see a lot of people with videos that say with the drivetrain malfunction, and they just suggest random things. No disrespect to anyone who has videos on drivetrain malfunction, but to my knowledge and to my expertise, or whatever you want to call it, my experience, because I don't feel that I'm an expert on anything, but I'm still learning. But to my experience, anytime a code comes up, or excuse me, whenever something comes up and I suspect an issue, I always want to check the code, because the car is going to tell you pretty much what's wrong. So when it said something about the high pressure fuel pump, that gives me an indication on where to start, checking for issues. So I did Google search, and I found that there are some fuel pumps for this vehicle. It is a known issue. The N63T motor does have issues with certain parts, and the fuel pump, high pressure fuel pump, is one of those parts. So what I'm going to end up doing is replacing that and a few other things. But this is a car that I knew would have certain issues, and that I was willing to get into dealing with those things. Part of my learning and my journey with the BMWs. Follow along and you can see what I do to end up fixing any issue that the car has. It has a few that I already worked on. I'm going to talk about those in another video that I already recorded. And if you like the content on the F07, which there's not a lot of content on this vehicle on YouTube, and as always, like, share, and subscribe, and comment below what series you drive. You watching this video because you drive a BMW or you're into BMWs, right? So what series do you drive? A 3 Series, 5 Series, X5, X7? I'm very curious to know. Get down in the comments, let me know. Until next time on Project Beamers, let's keep those Beamers on the road.